Hello everyone, my name is Abigail. Welcome to my channel if you have not been here already. I do a lot of motherhood, beauty, fashion, and overall lifestyle videos, and I'm currently 6 months pregnant. Today I'm going to be doing the trendy video that I've come across several times where people tell the names that they really like but will not be using in the future. So I thought I would do my own little twist on it, and it's just gonna be names that I love and could possibly be using in the future for our future children. I will not be saying the name for our soon-to-be born though. I want that to be a surprise until he is here. So I think I'm going to start with girls' names. I do not have any meaning behind these names. I'm sure the meanings are beautiful. I just haven't looked them up myself. I typically like to choose names based off of how they sound. I like very old-fashioned names, unique names, and I think that is very obvious with the name choices that I will be giving. There's a chance that I could be using them in the future, possibly a very high chance. So yeah. So starting with girls, number one is Ophelia. I love the name Ophelia. I think it's so beautiful, and I think the first time I heard it was from the Lumineers song. I think it's called Ophelia, and it's kind of stuck with me since. I just think it's very unique. I've never met anyone with the name Ophelia. I just feel like a little girl named Ophelia would be so sweet, and yeah, I love that name. I will probably be using it in the future. Number two for girls' names is Eloise, which is so sweet and very old-fashioned. Some people might not see it as like a little girl's name and see it more as like an older lady's name because of its age and the fact that it's not exactly super popular. I just see a little girl named Eloise like running through a flower field or something. As silly as that might sound. Number three is Clara. I don't know where I've heard this name specifically. I've never met anyone named Clara. I don't think I've met anyone with a majority of these names that I'm listing, but I just think Clara sounds so sweet. I think all these names sound sweet actually, but Clara, it has something so simple and elegant about it. So, Clara. The fourth one is actually kind of similar to that, and it's Della Claire, which is technically two names, so I don't know if I would do it as one name or as a first and middle name and just say them together. I don't know. I think they just sound really special together. I think Della alone and Claire alone sound really beautiful, but something about Della Claire flows so nicely, and I've had that name picked out since I was in high school, and I think it started with Della from The Age of Adeline. I think that was like her nickname was Della. And I thought it was just really beautiful, but I didn't know. I didn't feel like it was strong enough on its own. And then I also always thought the name Claire was really beautiful, but a little bit more well known. And just putting the two together sounded so lovely to me. Della Claire. I think it just has a nice flow, and you'll always remember someone named Della Claire, in my opinion. So yeah, those are some girls' names. I don't have a ton, but I do think they're something to think about. Two other names technically that I have under girl names are more so middle names that I really like. I don't think they're quite strong enough on their own. Just like I was thinking with Della. And the first one is Freya. I think it's really beautiful. My dad used to always say that if he had another little girl or a female animal again, he would probably name them Freya. And I just think maybe that's why it stuck with me, but I've never again met anyone with that name, and it just, there's something unique about it. I also love the name Frida, but I also know that a lot of people will tie that to Frida Kahlo, which there's nothing wrong with that. I love Frida Kahlo so much, but I wouldn't want that to be something that people would like tease a kid about, because kids are silly. But yeah, Freya or Frida, both beautiful. And then the last one is Luna. I think it would be a really beautiful middle name. I think it's so lovely, and if you don't know, Luna means moon in Spanish, and yeah. Not a whole lot of meaning behind any of these names, like I said. I just simply think they all sound so lovely. So next are boys' names. Number 1 is Francis. I think Francis just has almost like a royal sound to it. I don't know. My grandfather's middle name is Francis, so there's a big chance that I will name one of my future kids Francis. It is also one of the main characters' names on Reign, if you have seen that. It's on Netflix, and he is a king, so perhaps that's why I hear the royal sound to it, but Francis. It could also be a gender-neutral name, which I really like. Next is Ellis, like Ellis Island. I have always thought that I would name my first son Ellis. Now I'm pregnant with my first son, and that is not what we're naming him, but I still think it is such a beautiful name, Ellis. Yeah. Number 3 is Albie. I think that's so sweet sounding. I could just see having a little boy named Albie. I don't know, I just feel like it would be like the sweetest little boy named Albie. Yeah. Another one I really like. Number 4 and 5 are actually very Spanish sounding, well, they are Spanish names that my husband and I both love so much, and really thought we were going to name our first son as well, but just we changed our minds, and the first one is Santiago. We both love Spanish or Italian sounding names as well as old-fashioned names, so yeah. They're just very unique. It's a very unique, strong name, as well as the last one, which is Cristobal. Cristobal. But when we first told our families that we were going to name our son Cristobal, they struggled with pronouncing it. Not everyone, but some people struggled with pronouncing it and didn't like it because of that, and we said, you know, you could just say Cristo, or yeah, but then people said they would say Chris. Just, we no longer wanted to use that name because of that. But it is a beautiful name, and if you just don't care that other people are going to struggle to pronounce it, then no problem. But it is definitely a name that will always be a struggle for people to say. So yeah, so that's all the names. I really don't have a ton, but I think that they are all really special, and I hope I gave someone an idea. Yeah, I'm sure that I will be adding many more names to this list as I continue to have children in the future. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully it wasn't too short and simple, but I really enjoy these videos, so yeah.